Here we go again, and we rise and shine. And Dak had a great stretch in the third quarter, and he hit CD a couple times with big throws.
Yes.
Let's just go ahead and show those two big throws if we could. This is 3rd and 9 at the 37. This is 3:46 of the third quarter. If we could throw, this is a 3rd and 9 throw to CD. This was Dak's best throw of the day to me because he just lofts it up over the defense to CD. This is a big time throw. This is what, no, that's not exactly the one. There's one on 3rd and 9.
Down.
Yeah, it's the one.
Are you talking about for the touchdown?
No, it's right before the touchdown play. It's right. That's okay. Then the touchdown play came the 35-yarder after that. If we could see the 35-yarder on the deep corner route to CD, this is the 3rd and 9. That's 3rd and 9. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That's the corner route. Okay, we got him. Okay, so Dak makes 2 big throws in that drive, and all of a sudden we're up 28-14 with 2:47 left in the third quarter. Guess what happens in the fourth quarter and overtime? Shall we? Dak Prescott goes 6 out of 14 for 58 total yards with no touchdowns and no interceptions, while Aaron suddenly comes way back to life. He goes 7 of 9 for 102 yards in the fourth quarter and overtime, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So if you look at what Dallas did in the fourth quarter and overtime, they are able to manage only 102 yards, while Green Bay has 187 yards.
Right.
Some on the defense, some on the offense. I needed Dak to rise up and stand off Aaron Rodgers. I needed him to match Aaron throw for throw. Dak disappeared in the fourth quarter and overtime.
You say you're a defensive-based football team.
Okay.
That gave you a 14-point lead.
But I told you in this game against that guy, because he haunts us the way nobody's ever haunted us, in the end, it's going to come down to your quarterback having the ball. He had it 3 times in the fourth quarter. Maybe the last one didn't matter that much because it was just 16 seconds left, but I was hoping for one big throw and one big miracle because they had 3 timeouts left.
Right.
But you did have it twice, and you need to cash twice. You need to go get 3 points, maybe 7 points. You need to match what Aaron is doing to your defense by then, because I say he got so hot that no defense would have stopped him at Lambeau under those circumstances.
Well, Skip, but when you look at it, the question that I have is that when they fell behind, I was like, well, now you got to throw it. Even when they fell behind by double digits, they stayed committed to running the football. Aaron Jones was spectacular yesterday.
He's the other Cowboy
spectacular.
He grew up, spent half his childhood because they were military kids, but he spent it in El Paso. He will tell you, I became a huge Cowboy fan in El Paso. He will tell you that he loves to stick it to his Dallas Cowboys. He rises and he shines, and he's shown again. And they flipped the script because they ran the ball 39 times and they threw it only 20 times.
Yes.
And if you want a weird anomaly of a statistic here, would you believe that my team had the ball 79 plays to only 61 for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
79-61. Look at the time of possession. It's flipped. Actually, Green Bay won time of possession 36 to 31 minutes. How can you do that when you run 18 fewer plays? It's because they committed to running the football.
Right.
And if you run of those plays 39 runs, clock runs, and you won the clock.
And they wanted to keep that offense off the field, Skip. A lot of their best players, you feel Campbell is out, the middle linebacker, all-pro. Rashawn Gary out. Stokes out. So now...
Thank you. That's why I said this has to be a Dak game, because the decimation in Green Bay is on the defensive side, not on the offensive side. They have plenty of weapons, including Sammy Watkins and Toure. They got plenty of weapons for Aaron. He's a back-to-back MVP. Against Dallas, he's going to be Aaron Bleepin again, and he was. So here we go. Dak needed to take advantage of a decimated Green Bay defense, and he couldn't in the fourth quarter.
But they did a good job of playing keep away, like you said, 39 rushes.
Okay.
With 39 runs, Skip, is going to give you keep the ball in your possession a lot more than throwing the ball.
Okay.
I don't know, Skip. Look at you guys. You ran it 31 for 159. That's 5.1 a carry. But you got 15, 16 more pass attempts than rush attempts. What the question is, why aren't you running the football like Green Bay was running the football?
Okay, it's a very good question, because we do have the ball in the fourth quarter 2 big times, and you need to score some points. We get it 1st and 10. It's all the way back at our 12, but it's 13-17 left in the fourth quarter. And we did run 8 more plays, but we only got it up to 3rd and 9 at our 37.
Right.
And he threw it to Peyton Hendershot for some reason, and it was woefully incomplete, and we had to punt, and you know what was about to happen. And then we got the ball back late, and I thought, okay, here we go. This is my time. This is his time. Dak, you have to be that guy, and it's 2:29 left. It's 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 25 after yet another Christian Watson touchdown. And if we could see the final 2 passes in that last possession for Dallas in regulation, the final 2 passes, one goes to Noah Brown. The first one, it's a low snap, but it's to Noah Brown, and it's just covered and low and incomplete. And then we got another one deep. He just said, I don't know what to do with it. I think I'll try to throw it up over Jair Alexander to Michael Gallup. It's a bad idea. It's a bad pass. It's just wrong. And as soon as he missed that play, I said, we are cooked. And yet, what did we do in overtime, Mr. Sharp? We won the toss. What almost always happens if you win the toss?
Well, I mean, they changed the rules.
Okay, but what usually happens anyway?
I guess if you're Mahomes, you win the you win the game.
Right. What happened last Thanksgiving at home? Another travesty, right? We won the toss against the L.A. Raiders, and we lost in overtime because Dak immediately could not score, missing Noah Brown on a 3rd down pass. Remember?
Yeah.
And then here came Derek Carr, who's a disaster now, but he wasn't that day on Thanksgiving, right? Okay, so we do get the ball to start the overtime, and now we got Mike McCarthy coming to the forefront. So Pollard goes for 7. Then Dak did hit CD for 15, and then Pollard goes for 7. But Jalen, what's his name? What's the receiver?
Tolbert.
Tolbert.
He lines up offsides.
I don't even know why he was in the game. Somebody needed a rest or something, and he lines up like 2 yards offside, and he's looking at the ref like, am I okay? No, flag. Okay. So, and then Connor McGovern gets a holding call that negates a Malik Davis run of 16 yards, and we're going up and back. And McCarthy's saying, we're dominating overtime. After the game, he said, we controlled the game in overtime. No, you kept going backwards. Why is that? Well, you had 9 more penalties for, what was it, like 87 yards, 83 yards? I call them Mike McPenalty. That they always lead the league in penalties. Now they're top 5 in penalties. They're on the way to leading the league again in penalties because they're an undisciplined, unmotivated football team.
Yeah, you either condoning or coaching this guy.
Okay, thank you very much. What did we see from Mike McCarthy in his triumphant return to Green Bay? It actually went to his head. He actually decided.
He was basking in it.
He thought he was Vince Lombardi, gloriously returning to the scene of all of his great escapades. If we could see Mike McCarthy before the game, this is several hours before the game, that's a Vince Lombardi coat that he is wearing. Yeah. He's trying to show you, I am Vince Lombardi. I'm going to take a piece of turf.
He got the camel on. I mean, you got to be rough to wear camel. Normally, people wear the top coats, the dark navy or black. Yeah. He got the camel on.
Okay, so he invited 40 of his friends and relatives to the game. And would you believe that our man Jarrett Bell reported in today's USA Today that sometime before the game, and he got there like 5 hours before, that he and Aaron Rodgers actually met, I'm assuming somewhere in the stadium, and sat down and had a heart-to-heart conversation before the game. In my career, in your long career of playing this game, I have never, ever heard of a visiting head coach sitting down with a player on the home team to have a heart-to-heart before the game. Right. Are you kidding me? It's gone to his head. Like, remember when? Do you remember us? And now he's got to bury the hatchet with Aaron Rodgers. He wanted to bury the hatchet in Aaron's head when he was still there, right?
Skip, but here's the thing. Did you know this was the first time in Cowboys?
Okay, well, you're not even...
But Skip, no.
Have you ever heard of that before?
I've never heard of this, and it was reported that the breakup, it had really gotten contentions between Aaron and Mike McCarthy. Okay. He was not happy with the way Mike was doing things on Saturday at walkthrough. He was entrusting that to some of his lieutenants while he was doing other things, and Aaron didn't... But like you said, now, it was a heart-to-heart. They could have had that in the offseason. Mike McCarthy's been gone for 3 years now. Yep. You could have had other opportunities.
Absolutely.
You could have picked up the phone, or y'all could have met somewhere and had a heart-to-heart. The moments, hours before the game is not the time to have a heart-to-heart. Okay, I get it. The love connection, the confessions, or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
That is not the time, I don't believe.
No.
Now, hey, some people are like, well, hey, there's never a wrong time. But the man's been gone for 3 years.
Okay.
At some point in time in that 3-year window, y'all could have found a way to talk, meet, or do whatever you need to do.
This has gone completely to McCarthy's head. So we get to 3rd and 3 at the 35 on that fateful opening drive of the overtime.
Okay.
And It's Dak to CD, and I thought Jair got there just a split second early, but I don't think they're going to call this at Lambeau in overtime, but it's a split second early. The pass is on target, but you could have let him a touch more, just a touch more, because, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but Jair just made a very good play, and it's very close. Again, my heart is saying pass interference. My head is saying no.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? If Mike McCarthy, you heard him in there, says he was thinking about going for on fourth down, on second down. If you're going to go for it on fourth down, why the hell you don't run the ball on third down? You only need
question.
3 yards.
Okay.
So why not now
Because
all of a sudden?
How were you gashing them? You were gashing them with the run more than the pass, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's 4th and 3. And I'm thinking, well, it's obviously a field goal try now from 53 yards because Brett Maher can nail it. They said the wind had slightly switched. I didn't sense on TV, sometimes it's hard to get it off TV, that it was high wind.
Right.
But they said it was fairly significant wind in face. Okay. So McCarthy is